Hey everybody, what's going on? Hellmite here, bringing you another video from Grab the Lantern today. Today I wanted to talk about all of the new information Riot released about their preseason stuff, including the runes refund, the changing to leveling cap, and the transition in in-game currency. If you haven't seen everything, I will have the full post linked in the description down below. For now, suffice to say, there's going to be a lot of really interesting stuff changed up at the beginning of the season that doesn't necessarily have to do with balance. First, let's go ahead and talk about the runes refund. Now, we knew that Riot were going to be getting rid of runes as a whole, and basically making it so that the new runes plus mastery system, the runes reforged system, was going to have everything available for free besides the pages. So, if you spent thousands and thousands of IP on runes throughout the years, you probably feel pretty miffed. And so Riot have come up with, they've announced their strategy for refunding the players who have committed so much of their IP towards runes. So essentially, they're going to be refunding you based on the runes you buy. Now, they're only giving you back part of the cost. They're not completely refunding you for any runes you bought throughout the season. However, I do feel like this is a reasonable thing to do because, yeah, if you spent nothing but your IP on nothing but runes, it probably feels pretty bad because you probably spent thousands of IP on runes and you're not getting that much back. However, on the flip side, if I'm Joe Schmo who never bought a single rune, I don't feel as bad because I'm going to get maybe a little bit back for the 1 or 2 pages I've completed, but I'm also not going to get nothing back at all, nor am I going to feel like, well, I should have spent all this money on IP because it would have felt way better because I just would have gotten it all back in the first place. So I think this is a good compromise. I know a lot of people are frustrated with it, but I think that this is the best Riot could do to make both parties feel good about it. Both the people who have bought nothing but runes and the people who have bought very few runes. So I'm fine with it, and at least we're getting something back. They've also devalued the cost of runes down to 10 IP per rune until the preseason starts. So go wild, buy as many runes as you want. It should be fine. Now, Riot also haven't addressed the runes that have specific holiday icons on them. I know some people have the spooky or the frosty runes. I'm hoping they announce some kind of benefit for those, for the players who did acquire those really legacy icons, because that's pretty cool. I don't have any personally, but I've seen them, and I think that those players should get something back, but they haven't quite announced what they're going to do for those players quite yet. Next up, let's talk about uncapped leveling. Yes, Riot are uncapping levels. So now instead of just hitting 30 and being done, you can continue leveling potentially infinitely. Now, this is both good and bad. I think in general it's more bad than good. I like the fact of being level 30 and basically being able to say I am a, high-end League of Legends player. I hit 30, and sure, 30 was never the end of the it was the end of the beginning is what it was. You're finally 30, you can finally start playing ranked. You still have a long way to go, but at least you're not a newbie anymore. But it's not really a thing anymore. Having uncapped leveling means I'm never at a point where I can say I can, stop trying to grind. I'll always feel like I have to grind more. And I'm not sure if I like that feeling being injected into the game. The other issue I have with it is that you only get rewards at level milestones. So you don't get a payout of IP after every game now. Instead, you'll only get rewards after you level up and get a level up capsule, which to me feels kind of shitty. I like the fact that I could play a couple of games a day and feel like I was rewarded in some regard, but now I can't really do that. I just kind of have to be like, okay, well, I guess I leveled up. Now I get my rewards, and now I get to play for another couple of weeks straight and not get anything for it. Now, Riot did say that levels won't scale up infinitely. You won't need increasingly amounts of XP to keep leveling up, which I'm fine with, but it does still kind of feel shitty, and especially because of the new change that they're making to IP, which is that IP is all being replaced with blue essence. So you're only getting blue essence from these chests now, and it means that if you want to unlock champions, how much blue essence are you getting in these level up capsules? Because if I'm only getting a couple hundred, I'm going to feel pretty shit for playing so much and getting such a small reward. It needs to be at least 1,000 blue essence per capsule in order to make me feel like I'm making progress, because otherwise it's going to take longer for us to unlock champions, and that's going to feel pretty shitty. I'm going to be completely honest. But so anyways, to expand more on the IP to Blue Essence change, they are replacing IP with Blue Essence. Essentially, whatever IP total you got right now will turn to Blue Essence during the preseason. This also means that any Blue Essence you have through crafting will be added to that total. So disenchant your shit now if you want to make sure you've got as much Blue Essence as possible. And Blue Essence is being used to buy champions, to buy rune pages, to buy everything that you currently buy with IP. Now you buy it with Blue Essence. Now, like this change because I think that influence points didn't make a whole lot of sense anymore. Players no longer are currying favor with champions because they're summoners and they want to be able to use these champions in their next bouts. Summoners don't exist anymore. The League of Legends doesn't exist anymore. IP is probably the last remnant of the League of Legends in the game. So I'm happy to see it removed with Blue Essence, which makes more sense. I also like the universality of Blue Essence now. It's kind of used for everything that isn't used for Riot points. So I'm alright with this. However, I think that earning it is going to be the problem. How long will it take me to level up, like I said before? Because that's the only way I'm getting Blue Essence now. Outside of maybe buying Champion Mystery Shards, which even then would be a net loss because Champions will disenchant for less Blue Essence than they did before. Champ Shards, I should say. And there's no longer a way to re-roll Champion Shards into new champions. So, I'm concerned, I guess I should say. I'm not necessarily not a fan of it, but I'm concerned that I will not be making as much essence as I was previously, and that means that I won't be able to continue buying champions or buying rune pages at the same rate as I could before. Because right now, I can pretty much bust out a bunch of games and make a decent amount of IP and be able to buy stuff with it. But in the new system, if I'm not leveling up, will I be able to afford stuff? How long will it take me to level up? Those are my concerns. Those are what I want to know from Riot. That's my biggest Preseason. The other thing Riot are doing is because they know that a lot of people have a ton of IP just lying around, especially people like streamers, for example, or pro players who do nothing but play League, have literal thousands of IP lying around unused because there's nothing else for them to buy with it. So the change to Blue Essence won't help them that much because they still own all the champions, they have 20 rune pages, what have you. However, it does have a couple of assets, and that Riot will be starting a Blue Essence shop at the beginning of the season. So the Blue Essence shop will basically put a bunch of exclusive items on sale for Blue Essence, as well as some apparently very rare skins like Earthwick. Earthwick is confirmed to be a part of the Blue Essence shop at the beginning of the season, as well as some other things. Probably the new emotes will be available for Blue Essence as well in the Blue Essence shop. I don't know what else Riot are going to put on sale, but I think that you absolutely have to make sure the content in the Blue Essence shop is worth Blue Essence. You have to, because otherwise a lot of players with a lot of IP banked are going to look at it and say, wow, I can buy a couple of summoner icons or a couple of emotes that I don't even care about. I don't care, and they'll turn off, and it'll not be a reward at all. All this Blue Essence they're getting from their runes and for everything, it won't help them. So I feel like you have to make sure the Blue Essence shop delivers, but I am excited about it. I do think it's a good way of rewarding these players that have literal Dragon's Hordes worth of IP banked at the moment, especially if you can get skins like Earthwick, which has literally only been released once. I think that's incredible. I'm not going to save my Blue Essence for it, but I still think that's incredible. So anyways, those are my kind of thoughts on the new system. There's going to be a lot of changes this preseason. I'm hesitantly excited. I don't know how I feel about everything so far, but I do feel like it's going to be a net boon for League of Legends, and I do have faith as well that Riot will figure out the kinks as time goes on, so I think it'll end up being a good thing overall. Go ahead and let me know your comments on the subjects down below, though. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on the runes refund, uncapped leveling, and the IP to Blue Essence change. I would love to hear what you guys are thinking of that, so go ahead and drop a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like. If you really enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. I upload a video every Monday, Friday, and on patch days as well. And if you're thirsty for more Grab the Lantern content, go ahead and hop on over to my Tumblr blog at grabthelantern.tumblr.com, and you can take a look at all the other content I'm producing every single day of the week. Once again, thank you guys so very much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will talk to you all later.